Well, new parking law takes the next step in enactment in San Francisco. But what does it mean if you're driving in the city? NBC Bay Area's Conejero Saab joins us live in San Francisco to break it all down for us. So drivers are going to have to pay extra attention when they're driving in the city as well as where they're parking, or else they're going to have to pay the price.
That's right. Fortunately, that day is not today. The actual penalties will take effect in the next year. But this is all part of daylighting parking rules that are new to the city of San Francisco. Laura, the goal here is to make sure that parked cars don't block a pedestrian's view of cars that are coming toward the intersection, much like the intersection that is behind us. Now, to create that daylight, the rule says no car can be parked within 20 feet of a marked or unmarked crosswalk. Now, here's where it could get a little confusing. In some cases, the rule is 20 feet, but it could be more. And to remind drivers of the rules, some of those curbs are painted red, but some are not. So the visual on your screen shows there are two scenarios here. To the left, there's a painted red curb that varies in length. Now, drivers need to stay completely out of the red. That is a minimum of 20 feet from the crosswalk. To the right, there is an unpainted curb, and that means drivers need to remember on their own that they need to park that minimum of 20 feet from the crosswalk. The bottom line here is designed to improve pedestrian visibility, specifically at busy intersections. Now, San Francisco, as many of us know, has had parking challenges for decades. This is likely to make things even more challenging. SFMTA estimates that about 5% of the city's 275,000 on-street parking spaces will be impacted. That comes out to about 14,000 parking spaces. Drivers will start getting warnings for violations now, but those formal fines won't begin until next year. Some businesses have raised concerns that the new rules and the loss of some parking spaces could mean even more challenges for their customers. We talked to one San Francisco man who has this to say.
I really appreciate the idea of having a law that might help pedestrians, but also we're running out of spaces to park, and it seems like we're getting crunched a little bit more and more.
The so-called daylighting laws may be new to San Francisco. They are not new in general. There are over 40 states that require daylighting parking laws. And Laura, when you mentioned enforcement will begin at some point, that takes place at the start of 2025. The first-time violators will be fined $40 if you don't park within that 20 feet minimum. So you have to remember, you have until now, until the start of the year, to kind of get things into practice here. Now, we did reach out to SFMTA because there are some details that may get tricky. We were told that it is a holiday, it's Veterans Day, so they are not available, but they referenced us to their website where there is a bit more specifics on daylighting. Invite people to check that out. But we're live in San Francisco. Conejero Saab, NBC Bay Area News.